This video is the first of 3 videos explaining utility providers in the Managing Energy application. It explains the tariffs which are central to Managing Energy and the utility providers screen. The Managing Energy tariff engine is very flexible and can represent tariffs to the penny. This differentiates Managing Energy from the other energy management software that we are aware of. With that flexibility, there is a learning curve in how to program your own tariffs. For that reason, we recommend taking a look at existing tariffs before creating your own from scratch. We also recommend that you watch the tutorial videos on our site to help with the process. Start by selecting the Springfield portfolio from the portfolio tree. Then click the Utility Providers button available in the Work area from all module tabs. There are 2 main areas to the Utility Provider screen. On the left, the existing utility providers are listed. To the right is the area where the utility provider details are entered or edited. To illustrate, we'll select Robinson Fuel Oil from the existing providers on the left. In the Details dialog box, most of the fields are self-explanatory. However, the Global checkbox needs more explanation. If Global is checked, it means that the utility provider is available to all portfolios in the database. If it is not checked, it means the provider is only available in the portfolio in which it was created. Since Global is checked, it means that Robinson Fuel Oil is available across all portfolios in this database. Now let's get into the details of the tariffs. To access the tariffs, click on Robinson Fuel Oil Utility Tariffs. As a tariff is simply a schedule of fees, in a perfect world, the tariff total would always equal the utility provider's invoice total on any given month. A tariff is made up of tariff components such as rate per kilowatt hour, tax, and total. A utility provider can have 1 or more tariffs. As you can see, Robinson Fuel Oil currently has 2 tariffs. Multiple tariffs allow for different charging situations, such as an electrical provider also invoicing for water usage or multiple rate schedules. The Tariff Details dialog is self-explanatory. Remember to name your tariff something meaningful that will be understood in the future. Selecting the Tariff Component tab takes us to the heart of how you can control the tariff engine. Tariff components can be user-defined, constants, formulas, or meter reading data coming from a utility invoice. For example, the consumption tariff component is obtained from the utility invoice. It has a reading group assigned. Components with assigned reading groups come from meter readings. That is why the constant value or formula column shows obtained from utility invoice. We can also see that the type is consumption in liters. In order for this component to work, the reading group first has to be created. If we go down to the bottom of the page, you can see the reading groups area. Here you'll notice a reading group called Reading 1, and that it is for a fuel oil utility. This gets connected to the utility account under the Utility Invoices module when you create a new account. This is how the tariff components that are obtained from utility invoices get the invoice information. GST is an example of a constant. As you can see, the value in the constant value or formula column is set at 0.05 or 5%. You can then use the constant and formulas to help calculate other components or the total value as required. Constant values have a type of user-defined. The value of user-defined helps to show that the component was not generated from a utility invoice. R2 subtotal and R2 total are examples of calculated dollar amounts. Looking at the subtotal formula, you can see how the subtotal value is calculated from the consumption commodity charge and delivery charge. Then the R2 total is the subtotal times the PST and GST taxes to give the final total as shown by the final total checkbox. We recommend that you also use the Managing Energy user manual as a resource when creating any tariffs to help answer questions and to ensure that the tariff is created properly. The manual can be found on our website or through the help desk icon at the top of the Managing Energy application. This ends the first part of our video tutorials on utility providers in Managing Energy. To view additional videos, please check our website at www.managingenergy.com.